In 2007, the Wisconsin Citizen Lake Monitoring Network began collecting extra samples to assure the quality of our monitoring data. This extra sampling is called quality assurance and quality control sampling, or QA/QC for short. It helps us to assess natural variability in the data and potential sampling error. Being selected for quality assurance sampling does not mean that a volunteer's past data is bad or suspicious in any way. About 10% of water chemistry volunteers are randomly selected each year. These volunteers collect one extra phosphorus sample called a duplicate, one extra chlorophyll sample, and a phosphorus blank sample, which is just clean water run through their sampling equipment. The blank helps us determine if the sampling equipment is dirty or needs to be replaced, or if there's a problem with the lab equipment. If you're selected for quality assurance sampling, you'll be contacted by your regional CLMN coordinator, who will explain the process and provide you with extra supplies. Quality assurance sampling is only done once per year, at the same time as you collect your regular water sample, typically the July sample. The duplicate phosphorus and chlorophyll samples are taken from the same site at the same time, using the same method as your normal sample. The only difference is that you'll use a separate water collection bottle for the duplicate sample, which will be provided by your regional coordinator. They'll also provide you with extra sample bottles, acid vials, lab slips, mailing labels, another shipping container, and other supplies so that you have enough of everything for your extra samples. 2 extra lab slips are also provided. The blue lab slip is for your blank phosphorus sample, and the green lab slip is for your duplicate samples. Please make sure to fill out each lab slip completely, just as you would with your regular sample. After you add a vial of acid to your blank phosphorus sample, please be sure to place an acid information sticker onto the blue lab slip. Do the same thing for your duplicate phosphorus sample and the green lab slip. Let's review how to collect your blank phosphorus sample. Please prepare your blank phosphorus sample on land or in the boat prior to collecting your other samples. If you have a second person available, that can be very helpful for this step. Please put on the disposable gloves provided before you process your blank sample. This is to protect your hands from the sulfuric acid and also to prevent dirt from your hands from contaminating the sample. Avoid touching dirty surfaces with your gloves, as dirty gloves can contaminate a sample just as easily as dirty hands. The first step to collect a blank sample is to rinse your collection bottle and your sampler with deionized water. Rinse the water collection bottle thoroughly and rinse the cap too. Do not rinse this water collection bottle with lake water. The idea is to rinse the equipment with phosphorus-free water, and lake water would introduce phosphorus. Now pour deionized water down the inside of the sampler. Rotate the sampler so that the rinse water is going down all sides of it. The deionized water is provided to you in a small square jug called a cubitainer. You may receive a 1-gallon jug or multiple smaller jugs. Dump the rinse water out of the top of the integrated sampler. Most of you are using a 6.5-foot PVC sampler called an integrated sampler, and others on shallow lakes may be using a Van Dorn sampler. In either case, the goal is to thoroughly rinse the inside of the sampler. Now fill the sampler with the deionized water provided to you by filling it from the top to approximately the 6-foot mark indicated by the black tape. Do not rest your sampler on the ground or any dirty surface when filling it up. Dirt could get into the sampler and contaminate it. This is another reason why it's helpful to have a second person for quality assurance sampling. Drain the water from the sampler into a water collection bottle. Fill a phosphorus sample bottle up to the neck with water from the collection bottle. Add a vial of sulfuric acid to the sample bottle to preserve it. Be sure to add an acid information label to the blue lab slip. Fill out the blue label that says blank and attach it to the blank sample bottle. Check the sulfuric acid box on the bottle label and put the bottle into the refrigerator until you're ready to mail it out. If you use a Van Dorn sampler to collect your water samples, rinse your water collection bottle with deionized water and then rinse your Van Dorn sampler. It works well to fill it up about halfway and then swirl the water around and dump it out. Then fill the Van Dorn bottle most of the way up and let it drain through the rubber tubing into the water collection bottle. You can also dump the water out the top of the Van Dorn sampler. Then fill a phosphorus bottle with water from your larger collection bottle, add a vial of acid, gently mix it, check the sulfuric acid box on the bottle label, and put the bottle into the refrigerator until you're ready to mail it out. Now let's review how to collect duplicate samples for phosphorus and chlorophyll. Duplicate samples are just that. You are simply repeating your normal water sample collection process a second time while you are out on the lake doing your normal water sample collection. Before you collect your regular water sample, rinse your integrated sampler or Van Doren sampler with lake water 3 times as you normally do. Do the same for your regular water collection bottle and your extra bottle. Collect lake water with your sampler as you normally do. Empty the lake water sample into your normal water collection bottle to use with your phosphorus and chlorophyll samples. Now collect a second water sample and empty it into the second water collection bottle that was provided to you. Place both of these bottles into a cooler or other shady place and immediately return to shore to process the samples. For detailed instructions on processing your water samples, see your Citizen Lake Monitoring Network Chemistry Monitoring Manual or check out our chemistry monitoring video. You'll find links to the chemistry monitoring manual and video in the description for this video. Back on shore, fill a phosphorus water sample bottle with lake water from your first water collection bottle. Add a vial of acid, put the cap on, mix it, check the sulfuric acid box on the bottle label, and put the bottle in the refrigerator. Fill another phosphorus bottle with water from the second water collection bottle. Add a vial of acid to that one, put the cap on, mix it, check the sulfuric acid box on the bottle label, and put that bottle into the refrigerator too. This will be your duplicate phosphorus sample. Now filter your chlorophyll sample as you normally do. Put the filter into a chlorophyll tube and label it with a regular white label. Place it into the freezer. To process your duplicate chlorophyll sample, you need to rinse your graduated cylinder and your filter cup with the remaining deionized water from your square jug. Then process another chlorophyll sample using the lake water from the second water collection bottle. Place that filter into another chlorophyll tube with a green label and place it into the freezer. To pack up your samples for shipping, place your regular phosphorus sample and chlorophyll tube into small plastic bags and then into a 1-gallon bag filled halfway with ice. Squeeze any extra air out of the bag and seal it. Be sure to double check that the zipper is fully sealed. Now place that bag into the shipping cooler and press it up against one side to make room for the other bag of ice. Place the second bag of ice in and put the lid on the cooler. It's very important to pack as much ice as possible into the cooler. 1/2 gallon of ice is not enough to keep the samples cold until the package is received at the lab. Your regular lab slip should go into a gallon-sized bag and should be placed on top of the cooler lid. Now it's ready to be sealed up and prepared for shipping. The duplicate and blank samples are shipped in the second shipping cooler. Place all 3 samples into one of the bags of ice, squeeze the air out, seal it, and place it in the cooler. Add the other bag of ice, put the lid on top, and put your green and blue lab slips in a plastic bag on top of the cooler lid. Seal up the box and prepare it for shipping in the same way as your regular sample. We recommend shipping samples out on Mondays. It is completely fine to collect samples on any day of the week and hold your phosphorus sample in the refrigerator and your chlorophyll tube in the freezer for up to a week before mailing them out. Thank you so much for participating in quality assurance sampling. The Citizen Lake Monitoring Network is known for its high-quality data because of these extra quality assurance steps. This sampling has allowed us to show that volunteer-collected data are just as accurate as data collected by water resource professionals. If any concerns are identified with your samples, your regional CLMN coordinator will work with you to resolve the concerns, which may involve cleaning or replacing your equipment or other steps.